got a son that's 23 years old and he has no riz. I hooked him up on a blind date with a wonderful girl. See, what people don't understand is that right now we're going through HOEFLATIon. So it's harder to get a good girl. It's harder to find good girls, especially with OnlyFans. All the girls are like and stars now. And my son, he's a part of me, and I want him to have a good girl.
What is up, everyone? My name is C. I am your host. Stop what you're doing right now. You know the drill. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Let's keep blowing the C channel up. All right, let's get into this HOEFLATIon. At the beginning of this video, I just showed you guys a TikTok clip of Quentin Rampage Jackson, badass MMA fighter, being interviewed by the Schmo. Schmo's pretty funny. Check him out. He does pretty funny and amusing UFC interviews. But basically, Rampage is talking about his son and how he doesn't have any riz. I didn't know what riz was, so I had to hop on Google and do a little Googling to know what it is. So apparently riz is romantic appeal / charm. So his son is not the best at getting the ladies. So what Quentin did was he set his son up on a blind date and he starts talking about HOEFLATIon. And here's the thing that just is, to me, is mind-boggling and crazy and nuts. Rampage Jackson is a badass MMA fighter, successful, and he has a son. And HOEFLATIon is a problem that he is dealing with. Him. So he even says it in the video. He says finding a good girl is just super tough nowadays with lonely fans, and all the girls are just selling themselves and selling pictures online, and they're just selling themselves. They're all for sale. If this is a problem for him, what about average guys? What about guys who are not that? What about regular Joe that works a job and just comes home every day and he can't find a decent girl because of HOEFLATIon? Crazy. He's aware of this problem. I know if you're a part of the men's space online, you're aware of the problem too. It's HOEFLATIon. So I did a little digging, as I always do when I make these videos, and I found some interesting lonely fans statistics that I want to talk about. So as of recently, OnlyFans has 220 million users, and women make up 97% of OnlyFans' highest earners. If you look at the fan base of OnlyFans, it's out of the 220 million users, 77% are male, 23% are female. We all know what OnlyFans is. It's women basically selling feet pictures and selling themselves and selling their attention online. If you look at the creators on OnlyFans, it's 30% men and 70% women. It's just women literally selling themselves. I would argue that it's modern day sex work, but there's no actual physical intimacy. It's just, I'm going to sell you a picture. I'm going to charge you a subscription so you can have a conversation with me. I'm going to charge you a subscription so you can see me bearing it all. It's purely transactional, and I think it's terrible and horrible. I know for a fact it's contributing to HOEFLATIon, because here's how you have to think of this. If a woman is young, beautiful, and attractive, she can spend all her youth essentially selling herself online and making tons of money, and then when she's ready to settle down with some guy, she just hangs it up. It stays online forever, and then she moves on to the next phase of her life. But that happens way later. That doesn't happen in her prime, in her youth, when she should be saying or thinking to herself, hey, maybe I should go try to find a suitable partner. Maybe I should try to find a guy to settle down with in their early 20s, mid 20s. That's not how the timing works. They just do the lonely fans thing until 25, 26, 27, maybe 30, maybe past 30 if they have those good genes. I'm 35, y'all. Some of us have really good genes. I know I'll be 40 and still look really, really good. I know I look late 20s, maybe a little younger than late 20s, but some of us just age slower than others. But that's besides the point. So if you watch this sort of content, men's space content, you've probably seen the videos where an interviewer goes on a college campus and he asks women, what's your body count? How many guys have you been with intimately, etc., etc.? And the numbers are extremely high for them, for these young women. It'll sound something like this. Hey, what's your body count? 30, 40, 50, 100. And they're in their late teens and early 20s. So just keep this in your mind. HOEFLATIon. So this is what women are being taught should be normal, or what's normalized in American society during women's youth. There are certain types of guys that these chicks give it up to when they're young and they're in that stage. That's what they were. It's all conditioning and what's being normalized, but that's what they do during those years. Then later on, when they've gotten that out of their system, they want something serious from guys. They look for different types of guys, and they're asking for so much from these guys. They kind of fail to do the introspection and self-reflection to see, all right, here's this guy in his mid-30s that I like. He's successful. He has it all together. I want him. I want that guy. But they fail to look at themselves and see the fact that they spent their youth just giving it away. I don't know, lonely fans, hooking up with a ton of dudes, and etc., all that stuff that's normalized out here in the West. And they don't realize that the value they're putting on themselves is up here, but that's not really what their value is. So there's that realization. And you can also look up other videos on TikTok and on the internet of women crying and just going crazy and just, freaking out because, oh my gosh, I'm 35 and nobody wants to date me. I'm 40 and nobody wants to. Where are all the good guys? Where are they? Where can I find a good guy to date? All of that good stuff. So the internet is forever. Even me as a YouTube creator, I'm cognizant of the fact that every single thing that I make goes online and goes on the internet. So I have to be careful with what I say. I don't think that a lot of these lonely fans creators have that sort of recognition, because the internet is forever. I've heard stories, you guys probably have too, of, let's say, there's a woman who does OnlyFans and then her kids are getting bullied at school because everybody knows, your mom does OnlyFans, your mom's an HO. These are things that kids are dealing with today as a result of their mom's bad decisions. The internet is forever. So I think creators need to be cognizant of the fact that what you make now it can haunt you 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. So you can't just go through that phase, sell yourself on OnlyFans, and then later on you try to just erase your entire past. You have to kind of be mindful of what you do and how you put yourself out there, how you put yourself out into the world. Shout out to Jack Morgan. I'm a big fan of Jack Morgan and the Red Leather podcast. So Jack said this, and I want to end this video on what he said. So he basically said, what are we normalizing in modern society in terms of people's behaviors and what people are basically allowed to do or what they can do? So and this video he made a video on single moms. So shout out to all the single moms out there. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah. What are we normalizing in the West and in first world countries? I always give my example. I'm Latino. I'm a first generation immigrant. I'm Latino. Almost all of the people in my family, both sides of my family, my mom's side of the family and my dad's side of the family, are married. They're not all single moms and dads. What does that say about what's normalized in Latino culture? Yes, people love to say Latino culture is traditional, but we just have different sets of things that are normal and not normal to us. So that is food for thought. All right. If you liked this video, you'll also like this other video up on the screen. My name is C. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with more videos soon. Peace.